What's on, guys? Jason here, back to my channel, and tonight we'll be doing a review of Monday Night Raw and stuff. The aftermath of the Royal Rumble, and so enough talking. So yeah, here we go. Bobby Cole welcomes us to the show. He runs the lineup for tonight's show, and then we head into a lengthy video package looking at Saturday's Royal Rumble 2024 Premium Light Event. Hey, call. I'm sorry. Pat McAfee named new weekly color commentator for Raw. Finally, man. About time he's back. Holy shit. Been waiting for him forever, you know? And I bet you guys the reason why he never showed up a lot is because I bet you Vince McMahon didn't want him there. I bet you. Yeah, I bet you guys Vince McMahon didn't want him there because Vince McMahon's a piece of shit now, and he's gone from WWE and TKO and all that shit. All I gotta say is, fuck you, Vince McMahon. I'm happy that you're gone. You piece of shit. Anyways, from there, the sounds of Pat McAfee's theme hits, and out he comes for the second night in a row. He takes a seat alongside Michael Cole, and the two reveal they are the new weekly commentary team for WWE Raw going forward. Alright, CM Punk kicks off the show, and he then gets ready to call the show, and out comes CM Punk to get us started in our commercial-free first hour of the show. So yeah, the first hour of the show was 1 hour, and that was it. Alright, the best in the world settles inside the ring with a sling on his arm. He talks about coming close but not winning at the Royal Rumble on Saturday. He says Cody Rhodes did, and he like to congratulate him on it. Punk goes on to talk about how he unfortunately suffered a torn triceps during the Rumble bout. He says his dream of main eventing WrestleMania is going to happen. He says maybe it'll never happen. Maybe it's not supposed to happen. He says he doesn't want anyone to feel sorry for him. As he holds back tears, he talks about seeing a cancer kid get treatment regularly and always do so in good spirits. He says what he's dealing with is a bump in the road. He talks about how he loses more than he wins. Did anyone see my UFC career? He jokes for a big pop from the Tampa crowd. He says he's always been a Cubs fan and knows there's always next year. Yeah, I didn't watch his UFC career, so and then I heard the bad reviews on it, mixed reviews, and it was terrible. And I saw some of it on YouTube later, and man, let me tell you something, he sucked big time during that UFC. It was terrible. Um, before before he continue, theme for Drew McIntyre hits not what I was expecting, says Punk. With a serious look on his face, the Scottish Warrior slowly makes his way down to the ring as Cole reminds us the viewing audience how vocal McIntyre has been about Punk since his return to WWE back in November. McIntyre says with a serious look on his face that he understands what Punk is going through. He says he's been dealt with many setbacks at crucial times in his life as well. He says he can relate to his friend with cancer as well. He then makes the heel turn and says, I want you to know, I pray for this. He mentioned coming to the Rumble with intentions of gunning for Punk. He talks about how Punk was the one who eliminated him. He couldn't sleep that night. He says then he woke up and learned Punk's injury, and he slept like a baby that night. He says Punk won the battle, but he won the war. He says he's gonna find a way into the world title match at WrestleMania, and he's gonna go to the main event and live CM Punk's dream again. I said live. I meant CM Punk dream again. Punk goes to respond, but before he can, McIntyre cuts him off and tells him he better look in his eyes. When he responds to him, Punk walks up in McIntyre's face and says very seriously that his triceps isn't hurt as much as his heart is. He's gonna heal his triceps, and he's gonna come back in main event WrestleMania. But first, he's coming straight for him, which is Drew McIntyre. McIntyre goes to hit Punk with a cheap shot, but Punk ducks it and starts kicking away at McIntyre. McIntyre fights back and starts beating down and pummeling Punk. Until the theme for Sami Zayn hits, the crowd explodes as the returning Zayn runs down to chase off McIntyre as officials tend to the injure Punk. Alright, the first match, Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Damian Priest and Finn Balor, who are the champions, versus hashtag DIY. We shoot backstage to the Judgment Day clubhouse, where Rhea Ripley asks if they're done with distractions and if they're gonna show everyone just who the hell they are tonight when they defend the Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships again against hashtag DIY. Damian Priest assures her he is done with distractions and will make an example tonight. They walk off, and then we cut to hashtag DIY walking down the hallways backstage as they directly into the camera and about how they're gonna beat Priest and Finn Balor to capture the tag titles tonight. Inside Amalie Arena, I hope I said that right. Again, we hear the familiar sounds of hashtag DIY theme music, and out comes the duo Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. They settle in the ring for our first match of the evening. Our next comes the Judgment Day, and after the champs settle in the ring, the bell sounds, and off we go. Gargano and Ciampa start off strong, but Priest and Balor start to take over after the action spills out to the ring side area. On the floor, back in the ring, hashtag DIY come within a half a second of scoring the pin for the win, but in the end, they get the rug snatched out from underneath them as Balor hits his coup de grace off the top rope for the win. With the win, the Judgment Day retain their goal. Alright, the winners are and still WWE Tag Team Champions Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Alright, after the match, the Judgment Day minus Rhea Ripley come into the ring. Damian Priest gets on the mic and says there's someone he and the rest of the group need to apologize to after Saturday's WWE Royal Rumble 2024 Premium Live event. He tells R-Truth to come out to the ring. R-Truth's theme hits, and out he comes to a huge pop from the Tampa crowd. R-Truth is hesitant, but Priest assures him everything will be fine if he comes into the ring. Balor tells Truth that Priest is a man of his word. Truth gets in the ring and talks about how the Judgment Day are a family and always have been. He continues to talk, but then Priest tells him he's got to understand that the Judgment Day is a family, but he's not part of it. Priest says he likes Truth, so that's why he's not gonna do this. He then tells the rest of the group to attack him, and they do. They beat him down until the Mrs. Theme hits. Out comes the other half of the part-time Awesome Truth duo to attempt to make the save, but he too quickly falls victim to the numbers. Again, disadvantage. The crowd boos loudly as the Judgment Day beat down Truth and Miz. Alright, second match is Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. We see some highlights from the Royal Rumble over the weekend, and then return inside the Amalie Arena as a theme for Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark hits. As they make their way out, we see the pre-Raw digital exclusive featuring the two from earlier this evening on social media. Their opponents theme hits, and out comes former Undisputed WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. WWE Arena announcer Samantha Irvin returned to saying Chelsea Green's theme name hidden over the top dramatic fashion the way she used to, which magnified knowledge on the broadcast on commentary. From there, the bell resounds, and we're officially off from this one. Baszler and Stark dominate the action straight out of the gate, taking it to Green for the most part, and utilizing their submission skills and taking the fight to the former champs on the floor at ringside. Back in the ring, they ultimately finish him off for the quick victory. So yeah, the winners are Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Alright, we shoot backstage. We see Cody Rhodes walking the hallway as Michael and Pat McAfee inform us that we will hear from the American Nightmare, Next, on that note, at 53 minutes past the hour, we finally head to our first commercial time out of the evening. So, yeah, we went straight to commercial after that. So, yeah, full on commercial. As we settle back in from the break, we see a 68 days away graphic from WrestleMania 40, and then return inside Amalie Arena. Arena. Sorry, where we hear the familiar sounds of Cody Rhodes entrance music. Out comes Cody Rhodes in a suit as the fans in Tampa sing along with his theme song as he makes his way to the ring. With pyro exploding in the background, he settles in the ring after being introduced by Samantha Irving as the winner of 2023 and 2024 Royal Rumble. He asks her to please say it again. She does. He talks about the honor of winning the Royal Rumble for the second year in a row. He talks about how he's now he's now gonna got the chance to finish the story at WrestleMania 40. Seth freaking Rollins theme hits, and out he comes, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, to join Cody in the ring. He gets on the mic and tells about how he has come to respect Cody after the two spent so long not seeing eye to eye or getting along. He says he knows Cody has thought about nothing else for the last year but Roman Reigns, but he suggests his title be the one he challenged for WrestleMania. He talks about making towns with Cody and how it was he in the main event, but not Roman Reigns. He talks about Reigns not being the guy anymore. He's the guy. He goes on for a while longer, trying to convince Cody. Cody eventually responds and simply says he respects Seth and that he'll think about it. Cody turns and exits the ring and walks to the back, and Seth likes that he thinks he has Cody. He has Cody thinking. That's how entertaining segment wraps up. So it was a good segment. So yeah, it's like during that promo, Seth Rollins says we don't need Roman Reigns or at all and stuff. It's true, we don't need Roman Reigns like at all, and I don't blame him for saying that. So yeah, I don't know, but it's just me. But anyways, yeah, because Roman Reigns has been a part timer right now, and not men inventing anything and just being a lazy bum asshole and all that stuff. So honestly, guys, I really don't care what anybody says. What everybody's gonna say about me. I really don't care about nobody's feelings. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. All right, we cut to the New Day backstage, and Kofi Kingston cuts a direct to camera promo about his opportunity against Gunther tonight for the WWE International Championship back inside the arena. The theme for main event Jey Uso hits, and out he comes for our next match of the evening. The Yeet Master settles in the ring to a big pop, and we head into a pre-match commercial break where we return to footage of former NXT champion NXT champion Braun Breaker's exceptional showing in the men's Royal Rumble match from this past Saturday night. Back live, Big Bronson Reed's theme hits, and out he comes where he sells in the ring. The bell sounds, and we're officially off and running this one. Uso starts strong, and as the fans rally behind him, but the bigger, stronger Reed starts to take over. The fans boo as Reed pummels main event Jey Uso into the mat. Uso knocks Reed out to the floor and dives through the ropes to splash on him. Reed goes to splash Uso on the ring post on the floor, but Uso boos and Reed splashes into steel directly as he crashes and burns on the floor. We shift gears and head to a mid-match commercial break as this one showdown continues to the post Royal Rumble episode of Raw. Alright, as we return from the break, we see Reed is back in control of the action. He works over Uso in the ring as the fans try and rally behind main event Jey. He hits a big Death Valley driver for a close near fall attempt, but Uso kicks out and takes over from there, finishing off an offensive run with a top row Uso splash for the pinfall victory. So yeah, main event, Jey Uso is the winner. All right. Andrade. Okay, so now we head backstage where a beaming Adam Pearce is with Andrade, who signs a new contract to join the Monday Night Raw roster when he walks in. When in walks SmackDown general manager. He is bummed that Andrade joined Raw and mentioned how he had a very handsome offer, offered for him. Andrade tells Aldis to say hello to someone for him and walks off. Aldis and Pierce talk, and Pierce is passively aggressive, rubbing it in that he just signed Andrade. Aldis says that they need to talk about the Elimination Chamber, but then gets a phone call from Bronson Breakker. He says he's got to take this and walks off. Alright, the next match is the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Gunther, who is a champion, versus Kofi Kingston. In a different area backstage, we see the longest reigning WWE Intercontinental Champion of all time, Gunther. The ring general manager and Imperium leader talks about his showdown tonight against former WWE champion and the New Day member Kofi Kingston. He tells Kofi to leave it all in the ring because after he beats him tonight, he'll move on and never think about him ever again. After this wraps up, we shift gears and head into a pre-match commercial break. When we return from the break, Becky Lynch is featured in a quick backstage interview. She talks about coming up short in the Women's Royal Rumble match this past Saturday. She says since Plan A is out, she's on to Plan B, which ends with her taking the top back to the main event where it deserves. Back inside the arena, the New Day theme hits, and out comes Kofi by himself for our next match of the evening. Kingston heads to the ring and sells inside for his Intercontinental title opportunity. Music dies down, and he awaits the arrival of his opposition. Now the theme for Gunther hits, and out comes the longest reigning IC champ of all time. He sells entering and his music dies down. WWE ring announcer Samantha Irvin handles the final former pre-match ring introductions for the champion and the challenger. And the bell sounds to get this one officially off running. Straight out of the gate, we see the champ take it to Kingston, focusing his offensive attack on the leg of the former WWE champion. He cuts down to size and keeps him off the mat, where he snaps on the single-leg Boston Crab as Kingston yells in pain on that note. We shift gears and head into mid-match commercial break as the action continues. We are back with from the break. We see Gunther still dominating the action with ease in the ring. Kingston starts to fire up for a comeback and gets in some moves that gets the crowd on their feet. But ultimately, the ring general lives up to the moniker and shows his ring generalship, taking back over on the fence as we head into their mid-match break. As we settle back from our second mid-match advertising timeout, we see Kingston finally fighting back for a real and hit several trademark spots, including his SOS and a Trouble in Paradise attempt. Seconds later, Gunther takes back over and hit a powerbomb to finish him off for the pinfall victory with the win. Gunther retains his WWE Intercontinental Champion after the match wraps up. We see Louis Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci hit the ring to beat down Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. So that winner is still Gunther who is the champion still. Alright, next match, the undisputed women's tag team championship match, the Kabuki Warriors, who are champions, versus Natalya and Tegan Nox. Alright. Back inside Amelie Arena, the theme for the reigning and defending undisputed WWE Women's Tag Team Champions hit, and out comes the Damage Control duo as Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Sari Sane, they settle in the ring, and their theme music continues as we head to a pre-match commercial break. When we return from the advertising timeout, we see Tegan Nox and Natalya make their way down to the ring as we were reminded of Tegan Nox eliminating Natty from the Women's Royal Rumble over the weekend. After Natty tried first to eliminate Nox, the bell sounds, and we're officially off and running with this one. We see the Kabuki Warriors jump into an early offensive lead and work over Natalya in the middle of the ring. Pat McAfee points out how they are feeding boosts to her face right now as she continues to try and make her to her corner to her corner to make the much needed tag to the fresher Nox. We head into a match commercial break as the match continues. As we settle back in from the break, we see Natty and Nox doing well, but then Natty needs the tag. Nox isn't there, and ultimately the champs take back over and finish this one off for the win to retain. After the match, Ken Carter and Katana Chance revealed to Jackie Redmond backstage that they have been granted for their title rematch next week on Raw. So yeah, the winners are still the women's tag team champions, the Kabuki Warriors. The winner of the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble, Bayley, is introduced. The Damage Control make her way out and heads to the ring. Sorry. For a rare Raw appearance, as she settles inside the square circle, we shift gears and head to another quick commercial break. When we return from the break, we see footage from Saturday's plea of Bayley winning the Women's Royal Rumble match. Back live, we see Bayley in the ring with the rest of the Damage Control. She touts Io Sky being the WWE Women's Champion, the Kabuki Warriors being the undisputed WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, and herself being the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble winner. Bayley goes on to gloat about beating Rhea Ripley's record from last year for the longest time in a Women's Royal Rumble match. She goes to continue talking, but the theme music for Rhea Ripley hits. Ripley comes out and says Bayley only broke her record because she wasn't in the match. As Ripley talks about how Bayley would be making a mistake to call out for a WWE Women's World Championship opportunity at WrestleMania 40, she is ambushed and attacked from behind by Nia Jax. Jax beats Ripley down and brings her into the ring where she drops the big leg on her 3 times as Damage Control simply stands back and watches. Nia Jax then walks over towards Damage Control. The entire group outside of Bayley exits the ring. Nia Jax then I'm sorry, I can't read. Good. Intimidates Bayley, backing her into the corner and telling her she can call out Io Sky or whoever she wants. But Rhea Ripley isn't making it to WrestleMania. Bayley says she's gonna make her decision on Friday's SmackDown. Alright, main event time. The theme music for Sami Zayn hits, and out he comes for his first Raw appearance in months. He gets a big pop as he settles in the ring. Michael Cole reminds us that he has been on the sidelines for a few months due to a savage attack from Drew McIntyre. He reminds us that what went down in tonight's opening segment between the two, and then we head into a pre-match commercial break. When we return, we see Drew McIntyre backstage with Jackie Redmond for a quick pre-match interview. He says he hasn't done anything he hasn't said he was gonna do. He also glows about how Sami Zayn has never beaten him before. He says, "Hit my music," and walks off in his ring gear ready for battle. The entrance tune hits inside Amelie Arena, and out comes the Scottish Warrior for our final match of the evening. He settles inside the square circle, and the bell sounds to get this one officially off and running. Early on, McIntyre dominates the action as the fight spills out to the floor. Drew launches Sami across the commentary desk like a ragdoll. Sami starts to fight back as we head to a mid-match commercial break. as our main event of the evening continues. Here on the post Royal Rumble episode of Monday Night Raw, as we settle back and from our final commercial break of the evening, we see McIntyre beating beating Zayn down, and some more. When the fan favorite finally starts to show a sign of life, he fights back into competitive form, and even starts to take over. He hits a blue thunder powerbomb at some other trademark spots. Zayn takes McIntyre to the top rope and connects with a big superplex. He can't capitalize with a quick cover. However, he stalks McIntyre in the corner and waits for him to get up. He looks for the Helluva Kick, but McIntyre explodes out of the corner upon getting up and blasts him. He sets up Sammy for the Claymore Kick, but Zayn sees it coming and counters with another Blue Thunder Bomb. The Scottish Warrior fights back with a belly-to-belly suplex and then a kept up. He has an evil look on his face and connects with White Noise on Zayn for a super close near fall attempt. Now McIntyre is starting to look discouraged in the face. He yells at Zayn and says he has balls, but tells him some people are too good, and he's one of them. Zayn, as he says this, Zayn blasts him with a punch in the mouth, and then he starts taking over again. Once more, he looks for the Helluva Kick, but as he covers up the blast Zayn, he blasts Zayn with a low blow. He looks like it was an accident, but he quickly capitalizes with a Claymore Kick for the win. He stops the ref from checking on Zayn and demands he raise his hand in victory first. So yeah, that's how it ended. Alright. So it was good, not too bad. But, I give credit to CM Punk what he said about, the person, had cancer and stuff and crying, he was crying too. CM Punk, but he was trying to hold it in. So, anyways, it was good and all that stuff. So, good part was, Cody Rhodes and, Seth Rollins talking to each other and all that stuff. To, pick whatever, who he wants to face at WrestleMania 40, all that stuff. So, yeah, anyways, it was good. That's alright, but, see where everything goes for Friday and all that stuff. So, yeah, but anyways, that was it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed this. If not, I don't care. Like, subscribe, favorite, or whatever. But anyways, that was it, and I see you all in the next video. Laters.